So how much money do you think we made on a video that got 1.35 million views? How much money does that equate to? Drum roll, please. It equates to... What is up, internet world, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're bringing you the 2023 Yukon Denali Ultimate. Years ago, we shot a Yukon Denali and it has got 1.3 million views, and we only still have 158,000 subscribers because only 6% of you that watch our videos hit this red button that says subscribe. That button needs to be hit. Can you believe it? 2 years ago, 1.3 million views. We have over 30 million views on our channel and we have 158,000 subscribers, and people only recognize us because of subs. People don't care how many people watch the video. It's all about subs. Now, in exchange for that subscriber button, we will tell you how much money we have made off 1.3 million views. Wouldn't you like to know now, huh? Well, you gotta wait to half the video because I'm gonna talk about this. This is the new, upgraded, top of the line you can get. It's called the Ultimate Yukon. And there's a few features they've added, so come take a look. They've stolen a little piece out of Ford's playbook by putting a black logo. And it's black chrome everywhere. It actually looks like a sporty version, but it's not. It's their most luxurious version. They now have new 22-inch wheels. They have a few little tidbits on the outside, but the main difference is the inside interior. It's more flagship-like. Let's check it out. Front seat of the Yukon Denali Ultimate. Now the focus here is the upgrading of the seat and the trim. They actually now have speakers in the seat. You actually have them on both your left and right ear on driver and passenger. You have heated seats in your back bum or just your back, cooled seats and massage. But it's the visuals at first glance that pop to me. These seats remind me of the Audi TT baseball glove leather interior from like 15 years ago. And on this upper back section, you have the topography of Mount Denali with the coordinates right here where the Ultimate badge is. They've really spent time and effort on these seats because most people will not notice a change in the dash, unless of course you add a digital display, which they've done. But back to the trim. Take a look at the passenger style trim. It also has the topography. So they're putting these little Easter eggs because they realize Easter eggs is what 2022 is about. Now there's another Easter egg, and it's in the form of a movable center console. This thing slides back 10 inches by hitting this button here, and it slides all the way back. That gives me extra room right here to put a whole bunch of bigger items like a large purse or some sort of chips like sweet chili heat. But I don't care about that. I care about why this piece is still not a wireless charger. My phone fits almost perfectly in this little tray compartment they've put there, but it should be wireless charging. You have a wireless charger hiding underneath here that takes up, again, this whole area. Shouldn't it just be up here? Now, let's find out what other storage compartment pieces there are in the center console. Where there's this little tray, I slide up and I can put all kinds of cash because nobody's gonna know it's here unless, of course, you watch this video, which is gonna have 1.3 million views. But what about this armrest? Does this thing slide backwards and forwards? And the answer is yes. Now, it's a little bit flimsy and I'm not putting a lot of pressure. It does go left and right, but for my 145-pound body, it's okay. Now, most people that get into trucks, this is their exact body movement. When they get in and they do one of these. They put their whole body weight on their elbow, and shake their booty and then find the right seating position. If you do this, let me know. Now, when you buy a 2023, there's not much change in here, to be honest. Yes, they have a full digital display that I complained about in the 2021. I'm like, 2021, how does it not have a digital display? But now it has a full digital display. That's really nice. But other than that, there's not really much difference. It has a ton of buttons on the left side, like so many buttons. It's got your parking brake, your 360 camera, your front Parktronic, start and stop, your keeping your lane, the stability program, hill descent, and your heads-up display, your information, your brightness, your air suspension, your 4x4. There's so much data right here, your different drive modes. Everything is right here. Now, people in 2023 are still going to want buttons. People that buy these cars don't want everything on the screen. And I'm happy because remember, this is all about durability. They have to put digital because we complained about it in 2021, and so did the buyers. They're saying, step up, we want digital. So I'm happy that they only picked digital, whatever screens you want to call them, on the driver's display and the infotainment, but not the important controls like HVAC, skipping buttons, the off and on rear climate control. Now, in terms of my perception of the interior of the Denali versus the Escalade, the Denali is a lot more toned down. Now, they have obviously pumped it up with some of the digital stuff, as I mentioned, but if you're buying one, the Escalade is a lot more in your face. It has this massive digital display. It's got augmented reality. It just feels more baller in here. This thing feels a little bit more dated / traditional / what we're kind of used to. Maybe more durable materials, more not worried about scratching it type vibe in here versus the Escalade. In the Escalade, you kind of just look at everything, you're like, I want to keep this in good condition. You get in here, you're like, yeah, I can hit everything. It's like a truck. It is a truck. Back seat of the Denali Ultimate. We're going from the front to the back this time, not from the back to the front. And they've copied the same thing in the front seat. They've given you the topography, all this baseball stitching, really good quality. I love it. They're stepping it up, and these are bolstered. They flare out in the back. You're not flying around when mom whips that corner. This is with the center console all the way back, so it shows you how much room I have. I can still put my leg over. This does go up, and it's easy to get in the back. This one has captain's chairs here, so you have two, and in the back you have 3. So let's go to the back and see how much room we have. Now, sitting here, I can already tell you there's going to be a ton of it, but one of the things I would probably have changed in this new Denali, which I know they're not going to do, is to add a larger panoramic sunroof, or at least add a small one in the back. It's just big, but it stops right here. Like, so from here on out, there's no light coming in from the top. There are fairly decent sized windows, but there's a massive C-pillar. This C-pillar is like at least 15 inches. Now, if I want to get into the back seat of this Yukon, how do I do that? Well, there's a handle, there's 2 of them. The first one slides it backwards and forwards. The second one does this. I pull it and it drops down. And then I can lift it up by pulling the handle a second time, and then I can get into it very easily. Now, how much room do I have back here? Well, even with my beanie / toque, which is what we call them in Canada, I still have a good, easy 5 fingers, and I'm 5'9". There's a lot of space. As I mentioned, it still feels a little bit claustrophobic in here because this is so large, and the window basically starts here. So for me to look out this window, I have to crack my neck and do one of these to look out the window. It's not for me, but hey, the kids will be the same way, because people, or kids I should say, in grade 6 now are my height. That chicken, man, makes you grow. Now on the back here, it does look like a GMC Terrain on chicken steroids. And it does have cool features that I love. Here's one. The wiper is not here like so many cars out there. This wiper breaks when you live in a cold climate and ice sticks here because you're trying to get the ice off, and then this just breaks, and then you got to order a part. It takes 6 months to come. It's hiding up here. It's out of the way. It's away from the elements. Check this out. They have 2 cameras here. One camera is because it has 360 cameras, obviously, and that's the rear one. And then there's a camera next to it that has a washer nozzle that fires water at it. And that one is for your rear view mirror. See, this thing is so long inside that you can't see out the back of this rear view, especially when you got kids inside. So when you do one of these things, it doesn't dim the light, it gives you this image. Let's show you how much space we have in the trunk with our measuring tape. Well, wow, you have a whopping 51 inches wide, which means you can fit a piece of drywall in because you have all the length in the world. But the important piece is when you're carrying a full load of people, how much room do you have here? And you have 21 inches up to this brand new rear sill by GMC that's illuminated. This is new. I didn't see that on the last one. These are base standard features, but this is something they do so well, so much practice, and brands still don't even have these features. These 4 buttons give you the option to fold the second row and the third row down. Some vehicles that are more money than this don't even have that option. They're still manual third row. This has second and third row. Clappity clap. Now I will add, when you have all the seats down, if you want to bring them up, you cannot press a button and get the second rows up. You have to actually physically move them up yourself. But the third row, you can. You stand here, you push these buttons, and the third row will come up. And there's a race to the finish line, and the little guy beats the big guy, which tells me they use the same motor for both seats. Cost cutting? I don't care. It does this without me doing it, and that's a win.
Welcome to the middle of the video where we will now talk about how much money we made on the Yukon Denali.
Not this Yukon Denali, the 2021 with the chrome grille. Now that's given us so much hope to know that when you put a video out and it pays you this kind of money, you get happy. Now it has 1.356937 views. That's 1.3 million views, almost 1.4 million views when we reviewed it 2 years ago. How much money does that equate to? Drum roll, please. It equates to $11,138, which is huge money for us. When you put something out, you don't know what it's gonna bring. There's still 500 people that watch this video every 48 hours. That's 16 people every hour. That is crazy for us to hear. Now, Ian will tell you that you should. No. Now, Ian will tell you
To watch our upcoming video on how much car reviewers make on YouTube in a year. I'm gonna do that one more time.
Yeah. Now Ian will tell you to
watch our upcoming video on how much you can expect to make as a car reviewer on YouTube.
Big money. Now back to the review. Now, as I sifted through the comments of the 1.3 million view video that we posted 2 years ago, there are two important points I want to bring up. The first one is the durability of the engine and the Yukon brand in general. You see, people that have older Yukons have an average of 300,000 miles on them, which means people that buy them are dedicated to buying another Yukon. But it's not just the body and the beating up all the kids throwing stuff at each other. No, it's the engine. You see, it has a 6.2 liter engine that's the same as the Corvette behind me, but it's the durability of that motor because it's been the same forever. And I mean ever, ever, ever. That motor is bulletproof, and I'm glad GM still kept it. Now, yes, they have the turbo diesel, and they're saying, hey, you can save some fuel, but people are not buying that. They're buying this thing, the 6.2 liter that makes 420 horsepower, which isn't a big number, but it's durability. Which brings me to my second point. Why would anybody buy a really, really expensive Yukon when they can just buy the Escalade? Because people are like, no, the Escalade's way better. And some people are like, no, the Yukon's way better. But there's a reason. The people that buy the Yukons are people that make money, but don't want people to know they make money. Now, we all know they make money because it's an expensive truck, but a base Escalade still looks more baller or more show-offy than an Ultimate. The buyer image is what's important here. They both share pretty much the same thing, just design language. That's different. What are you buying, the Escalade or the Yukon? Don't tell me, comment below. Now, as we pass the Vader chrome here that's only available on the Ultimate, which is bing, the silliest thing I've heard. They should call this thing the Darth Vader edition. Because check this out, they haven't actually given the Vader chrome everywhere. Up here is still the regular chrome. So if you're gonna put Vader chrome on the bottom and Vader chrome around the GMC badge on the side, well then at least give me Vader chrome up here. So I'd like to know why, GM, you actually didn't give me chrome up here. Is it because you still wanna get those people that just love the chrome? Guys, it's 2023. We don't believe in chrome no more. We believe in Vader chrome. Even this isn't Vader chrome. Denali. What? So you could only get two different engine variants on this. You get the standard 6.2 liter that makes a whopping 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. It's supposed to propel itself to 60 or 100 kilometers an hour in 6 seconds, 6.1 or so. Or you can get the turbocharged 3 liter 6-cylinder diesel that makes 277 horsepower, which is not a whole lot, but as you guessed it, a ton of torque. But nobody's buying that. They're still buying the V8, which is nice. So let's try in sport, 2-wheel drive, and let's go. Gently. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they make the Escalade V, this thing, But for those that live in other countries that charge you a tax based on how big your engine is, you'll probably never get the opportunity to actually drive one of these things. So I will tell you that it's just like pushing a big train up a hill. It's just got oodles of power, a ton of torque, sucks a lot of fuel. But it's smooth. It eats the bumps like nobody's business. It's very luxurious. It's a very windy day today, and I'm not getting pushed around. I'm pushing the wind. I own you, wind. Me. So for those of you that don't know, I sell Audis. Man, look at this frickin' truck. And I had a client that kept buying Q7s, a white Q7, but he'd just get all the options. So as time went on, he would continue to buy the same white Audi Q7, but just add every option that was possibly available, including stuff like an $11,000 Bang & Olufsen sound system. So that is the same type of person that's gonna buy this. They own a bunch of Yukons, black Yukons that they've been buying for years and years and years, but they don't want their employees to know how much money they've made. And those people may not want to let their employees know, that are struggling generally, that they are making tons of dough. So they will buy something on the outside that does not look any different, but it's the inside that they keep racking on these toys. And that's what manufacturers have figured out. Spend the money on the inside and customers will buy. So for those that want to know about the drive feel, the visibility, gas mileage, and all the rest of it, please make sure you guys watch our original review on the Yukon Denali. Again, it's a bit tedious to go through all that stuff again when people have already seen that video. For those that have not seen it, go ahead and watch that. And for anybody that wants to buy a new Yukon Denali, it is changed ever so slightly with this ultimate package and giving you all these little frills. But the seats are the big one. If you feel like you want to hear extra audio in your eardrums, you'll have to buy this guy. If you want that dark chrome Vader grille, well, you'll have to buy this guy. So hope you guys liked this video on this 2023 Yukon Denali Ultimate. I know I do. Catch you on the next one.